Listen closely, because everything your team thinks it knows about growth is about to shatter, and the real secret is hiding in plain sight, right under your noses. You feel it every day, don't you? That grinding frustration when growth slows down, when the numbers flatline, when every tried and tested strategy turns into another dead end. You hustle, you push harder, but the results barely move. It burns. It's maddening. You're screaming at your team, at yourself, at the market. Why the hell is this so damn hard? And worst of all, there's this gnawing fear that maybe you're missing something fundamental, something everyone else is ignoring. Because you know the truth, the big flashy hacks everyone chases, they're just noise, temporary spikes, not real growth. Real growth doesn't come from hacking the plays everyone already knows. It comes from smashing what's broken deep down in how your team thinks, works, and connects. Stop pretending the problem is market conditions, funding, or even your product. The actual, raw issue is here, right inside your own team's DNA. The way your people collaborate, communicate, and make decisions is suffocating your potential. You're trapped in a cycle of more meetings, more reports, more optimizing, but that's just forging shiny chains. What's missing? Real emotional connection, radical transparency, relentless accountability that doesn't kill trust, but ignites it. Here's where teams get it all wrong, and it pisses you off because it's so freaking obvious, yet nobody acts. First, stop allowing your team to hide behind roles and titles. Every single person has to own growth, not as a department job or CEO fantasy, but as a personal mission. This means ripping apart silos until nobody can say, "That's not my responsibility." Growth only happens when every damn individual feels the heat, the possibility, and yes, the fear, and decides to fight through it. You need obsession, not delegation. Break down your team into raw squads that aren't defined by function, but by impact. Build these squads fast and let them run free. A marketing person who only does marketing in isolation, dead weight. A product guy who doesn't hunt for sales signals, a giant anchor. Every role has to bleed growth mindset, or you're swimming with stones strapped to your ankles. Next, kill the comfortable routines. Growth teams die slow deaths in the swamp of best practices and quarterly plans. It's a trap. You need to explode your calendar and replace it with brutal, unfiltered check-ins daily. Not the usual team sync, true emotional sync, where people confess real obstacles, fears, and ideas without fear of judgment. It's messy, it's raw, but that raw is fuel. When your team starts showing up as real humans, connecting on problems instead of rehearsed updates, everything shifts. Create environments where failure is not just accepted, it's demanded. Fail fast, fail brutally, but fail forward. If the pressure is missing, growth is missing. Now, dive deeper. Data is your weapon, but only if wielded with courage. Most teams obsess over vanity metrics that look good on presentations, but don't tell you if people actually want what you sell. Instead, hunt the hidden signals that scream real demand or hidden churn. Ask your product team to obsess weekly over reasons for feature abandonment. Make customer success lead the charge on unfiltered user complaints, not just the polished stories. Demand that marketing shows you exactly which campaigns create active users, not just clicks. This ruthless cross-team communication about the nitty-gritty reveals cracks, and those cracks are your breakthrough points. But again, it all requires brutal honesty. No fluff allowed. Here comes the real kicker. You must unplug your team from comfort zones and tap into their primitive brains. Growth isn't about fancy algorithms or AI alone. It's about human tribes, emotions, primal drives. The best growth hack right now? Designing your product and marketing loops like a social experience that people can't live without, because it's wired to human psychology so deeply that leaving feels like losing a piece of themselves. Think obsession, think ritual, think community before features. Build referral loops that reward genuine bonding. Enable your users to form their own micro-communities through your product. Force feedback channels that don't just ask for opinions but ignite passionate conversations and debates. Communities born in fire forge unbreakable loyalty and explosive organic growth. Your competitors don't see this. Your investors don't ask for this. But if your team can master this one element, growth will slam into hyperdrive. Here's another brutal truth that will sting. Your leadership is bleeding into stagnation. If your leaders aren't visibly fighting every day for growth, the team mirrors their apathy. You need to embody urgency without panic, passion without ego, and resilience without excuses. Lead from the front lines with unfiltered truth bombs. Call out laziness, call out excuses, call out comfort. No sacred cows, no politicking. Leaders must become the fiercest growth hunters, not just strategy writers. And then make damn sure every leader invests in mentoring individual team members, investing deeply in their mindset and skills. Growth isn't a spreadsheet problem, it's a human problem, and humans grow inside other humans. Finally, cut through the noise and rebuild incentives. Money talks, but right now, your team suspects it's a weak cheerleader. Inject ruthless performance incentives that reward the actual outcomes that matter: real user growth, real retention, real revenue expansion, and real customer love. It's not about bonuses for hitting arbitrary targets. It's about raw personal pride when a member can say, I made this piece of growth happen. Tie these incentives tightly and visibly to team results. Publicly celebrate wins loudly and expose misses to light. This brutal transparency breeds a wildfire of personal accountability. No one wants to be the weakest link or, worse, a ghost on the growth battlefield. Right now, the world offers illusions, comfort wrapped in rules, false freedom tied to mediocrity, safe systems disguised as innovation. You know this, your team feels this. But awakening and breaking free isn't a dream, it's a necessity if growth is your obsession. Stop chasing the illusions. Stop begging for permission or waiting for external miracles. Build your own relentless culture of self-iteration, emotion-fueled execution, and synergetic human connection. The hidden growth hack teams ignore is staring them right in the face. They underestimate the power of raw human alignment, brutal honesty, and urgent, community-driven action. Your growth isn't hidden in disruption or shiny tech. It's hidden in ripping apart comfortable lies, forging a fierce, interconnected human engine where every single soul is lit on fire with purpose, and pushing together to transcend limits everyone else thinks are fixed. Watch your team transform from isolated cogs into a multidimensional growth force that doesn't wait for permission but takes what they want. Own this, demand this, become this. The world isn't waiting, neither is your growth.